So I got into this discussion on YouTube. We were listening, I think it was a Trevor Noah show, and it was just funny, so I need to share it with you. So Trevor makes some jokes about, vaccinations and how sad it was that some kids were getting killed by obsolete, outdated diseases that we licked as a society years ago, generations ago. Some 100 years ago, because people don't want to vaccinate their kids. So I made the comment that a lot of the people who have this problem with vaccinations are conspiracy theorists. I love a good conspiracy theory, but I take them for what they're worth, okay? It's more entertainment to me. Some people take them to heart. Some of these guys are, unfortunately, they get all of their philosophy from Facebook memes. As much as I love a good Facebook meme, you can't get your worldview, your philosophy, your political opinion surely from them because they're exaggerated for entertainment purpose. They're the political cartoons of the modern era. So if you look at any of those old political cartoons, people's heads made of money and their noses, I mean, it's not real. So, I don't know, I guess it was too offensive when I said that. I don't know. Because, I was, they retaliated and they called me a sheep. I'm a sheep? I'm the farthest thing from a conformist or sheep that I know. So anyways, it's kind of funny. People came to my rescue and were like, he's a wacky, But it wasn't about the argument. It was about the points he tried to make. And the points that he tried to make, to me, were the scariest part. The things that he tried to say were obviously some conspiracy theory jumbo that's not supported or substantiated. Then he throws in some historical facts. Let's look at those historical facts. I understand that people have used medicine, vaccination, and other forms of medicine to commit horrible atrocities throughout time. But what you have to understand is you cannot blame the inanimate object, the process. You can't blame something that is not real, not alive, for the behavior of evil men. Evil men are the ones that we have to beware of. And I know it's hard to say you need to check your medical professional's background, and it's hard to say you got to make decisions for your own body. But look, we have a scenario where somebody is encouraging you to put your child's life in harm's way for a rumor or a maybe or what if. That's completely irresponsible. I understand that minorities, my African Americans from the past, were sterilized, and other minority groups and underprivileged groups were sterilized in the name of medicine or social control, or for all kinds of evil reasons. But once again, is a syringe that can't move on its own to blame? No. It is the evildoer. The Jonestown massacre. Cult leader poisons a ton of people with juice, with Kool-Aid. Do we have a problem with small cups of juice? No, we have a problem with homicidal maniacs. We have a problem with cult leaders, right? You cannot blame the inanimate object. We could be responsible with our inanimate objects, our medical processes, our syringes. We could be responsible with our guns, and we could be responsible, but you can't blame the inanimate object for, once again, what people do. There have been political ideologies misused, and religions misused, and weapons misused, and processes and laws that were made to protect were bent out of and construed to the point where they hurt people. We have to understand that it's very simple-minded to just say, hey, all of the bad things that happened was because of medicine. No, bad things happen because of bad people. So we have to isolate and identify who bad people are and deal with them. Hopefully put rules in place so medical professionals who do such horrible things can't attain the power to do those things. We have to be active. So when people push forward agendas of sterilization as a form of social and economic control, these things are crazy. But it wasn't the syringe's fault. It was our fault as a society for leaning towards things this crazy. Just recently, the gymnastics team was abused by a medical professional. Is gymnastics wrong, or is that medical professional wrong? So that's kind of where I was at. This is my point. We need to take a look at this, and we need to, be honest with ourselves. Don't let ourselves put our children in harm's way. There are kids dying from things like, what was it, like mumps or something like that, rubella, like things that we overcame as a society. If you know the actual statistics or the actual diseases they died from, put them down in comments. But I'm not trying to make fun of you, Mr. Conspiracy Theorist. I just want you to think a little bit deeper. Yes, a lot of those things you said were true. People have done this to each other. People have done that to each other. And people have done, but you got to blame the people. You got to blame the people. You cannot blame all medicine is bad. So, you're going to exercise and, leave it at that. I finished up and there was no rebuttal. I asked him, I said, were you vaccinated? Did anything horrible happen to you? The fact of the matter is vaccinations have helped more people than they have hurt. So even though there are some people who misused this procedure, there's a lot of people whose lives were saved and diseases were prevented by this procedure. Be good to each other.